Broads Media.
Whoa! Whoa! You're lying to me if you didn't shed a damn tear watching his mother and his wife and his child in the stands. Every single person in South Jersey and in Philadelphia had tears running down their cheeks because that was ridiculous. I don't remember a game that was so emotional like that in my entire life. Wilson hits a home run in his first at-bat. 200 career bombs for Nick Castellanos. You get a no-hitter for a dude that gets traded here at the trade deadline. His pitch count is rising. He throws 20-plus pitches in the first inning. No one thought that he'd be able to keep that up. Like to keep up a pace that would get him to the end. When your pitch count rises so early, you're putting guys on base for free. You're in a terrible position. You're at 100 pitches at 7. And I am stunned that Rob Thompson gave him that leash. I think it's easy. I wouldn't have questioned it at all. Think about what that says to someone who is just getting accustomed to that clubhouse and someone who's never done before. And you could hear it in his voice when Tom McCarthy had him on the microphone. He watched Nolan Ryan highlights of no-hitters all growing up and wanted to get one badly. Now, I don't know if he knows that, Rob, that is. I don't think he has that information on him. This whole thing, though, just lined up in such a crazy, methodical way. You have days off Monday, Thursday. You have a 6-man rotation. I'm telling you, if this is a different week, if you're in a different stretch, if you don't have 6 starters, Lorenzen is not throwing 124. And then he gets over 110 as the 8th finishes. Seriously, I can't believe Rob did it because I think it goes against everything that he believes in, but he didn't want to strip someone the opportunity. And then you hear post-game on WIP that he hasn't thrown a changeup in years. But Caleb Cotham gets the credit for helping him out. Looking at the grip, looking at all sorts of things. Let's utilize this changeup more. Goes out, and the Nationals can't sniff one. Can't sniff one! It's hard for a random Wednesday night when you're facing a team that sucks as poorly as Washington to feel like this. I am stunned. I can't believe what the hell I just witnessed. I'm bawling my eyes out over here. Seriously, ugly crying Kim Kardashian. It's putrid what this face looks like when I'm in my feels. But I couldn't help it. You can tell how much it means to him to be in a city that cares this much. Say what you want, but Trey Turner and everything that happened since the standing ovation with the city and this team, here comes the bond again. We just get sucked right back into it. This same group, 2 years in a row. We'll find a way to snatch your soul right around August. We'll get you when we need you. We don't know how. Trust me. No one would write this up. Rojas is in center field. Wilson makes the catch down by the left field line in foul territory. Everyone was mocking Rob for the lineup before first pitch. Now, I didn't like it. Trust me. Listen to this bottom of the order. All right, well, we'll start with Turner batting leadoff, which with Kyle Schwarber having an off day, I can get behind that. And, of course, this team explodes in the first inning. How outrageous was that? Nick smoked one. And there was almost that double play. Trust me, I know a lot of people don't remember the double play in the first inning or the possible potential double play in the first inning with everything else and all the drama that happened. But who knows? Maybe that first inning is different if that bang-bang split second play over at first with Bohm running down the first base line doesn't happen. I don't know if there was enough evidence to overturn it on the replay. It's probably something that whatever was called on the field will stand. But in my heart of hearts, I do think that the throw beat it by half of a millisecond. Don't think that's enough to flip it. But just saying, for whatever it's worth, that's my 2 cents. the most irrelevant conversation that we'll have in this episode is me breaking that down, okay? Now, Trey Turner, I can get behind that. Bone batting 2, Bryce 3, Nick 4, JT 5. Castro, Wilson, Sosa, Rojas. It's unbelievable that that's what they trotted out there, and they were able to do some damage. More than we could ever imagine in a million years, this group did. Wilson just got a chance to play Major League Baseball for the first time. We had 2 sets of crying parents. How dare I forget? How dare I not give them enough credit, that family over there? And somehow I believe Nick Castellanos' son is all over the ballpark because he's in every single clip I see. He's hugging the women. He's high-fiving the father. It's crazy. You're high-fiving anyone who's around. It doesn't make sense. This kid's just a big hype beast. It's incredible. All this is incredible. It's your first game. You get a home run in your first at-bat and get to trot around the bases after playing in the minors for a long time. He's up there in his late 20s. He has so many at-bats in minor league ball. He gets a homer. And then he's also a part of a no-hitter. Lorenzen gets it. I told you that after I heard his first time speaking with the Phillies uniform on. He was in the clubhouse. It was mid-game. The broadcast had him on, and everything he was saying, we can sniff if it's crap. You're not going to get it by us. He checked all the boxes, and it sounded right. And now you know how much pride he takes in playing for a fan base like this. He called us a part of this team. The reason why they're able to succeed, when he feels tired, he hears a rush of 30-plus thousand. Everybody standing on their feet, giving an ovation, screaming at the top of their lungs. It's adding to what he's able to do. He feeds off of it. It matters so much to him, and it matters to this group, because there's no doubt we were a part of that ride last year, and they're accepting to do it again for us. I'm just speechless. See what happened there? Couldn't talk. Speechless. Special night down at Citizens Bank Park. It's funny because when the first inning was happening and I'm looking around and I'm seeing the stands, I'm like, I don't know how fun of a night it would be down at the ballpark today. I swear I said that to myself. I don't know. Playing Washington, coming off of a doubleheader. Now, if you bought the tickets way before, you wouldn't have known it was a doubleheader because of the whole rain that pushed it back. So it would have just been a 4-game set. You would have had the third day. It's like, playing Washington, you probably would have looked for a better opponent, knowing that you're fighting down the stretch. And no matter where you thought the Phillies would be at this time of the year before the season began, I'm sure if you thought they'd be in first place, that the Braves were right there, it would have meant something. So you get your tickets for something that pops a little more. Instead, you go to a Nationals game and, shame on me for thinking that this wouldn't change lives. That's what this game did today. It changed lives. Be talking about this for the rest of their life. And so will I. The change-up, man, after 20-plus pitches in the first inning. JT behind the plate. I'm pretty positive I saw him at the end of the game just basically screaming at JT what he wanted. You got the pitch com, they're playing with the pitch com stuff, and he's just straight up mouthing it as if he's not afraid. Hey, if we're going to gun this puppy, we're going to gun it. This is what we're having. This is what I'm going to toss. Good luck. And he gets a fly out or he gets a ground out over at third base. Alec Boehm makes the throw over. Yup. It's happening. It's happening. The vibes. It's immaculate. It's real. Remember when Dave Dombrowski decided, I'm going to add to this team. And there were a bunch of Phillies fans saying, I don't know. I don't know if he did really what I wanted. I don't know if that was okay. He gave up Lee and didn't get much in return. Stop with Lee. I'm not doing Lee again. No, you give up on Lee. You can get Lee anywhere around Major League Baseball when it comes to prospects. Lee, get a starter, get a pitcher, get someone who can help this club now. And he has the mindset and he has the skill set to grab the ball and go. And not everyone has. Like, I think Lorenzen is going to play a role that maybe we don't anticipate. Because Aaron Nola, I'm not loving it. Ranger, I'm questioning sometimes. Everyone, really. Walker is a pro that will suck for 2 innings and then cruise for 7. But Lorenzen right now is in a position to seriously do something here. Can he keep this up? He's been a reliever forever. The innings. That's also why I can't believe that Rob said, have at it. When he's already working this high with his innings pitched, when he's not accustomed to being through the grind, think about it. When we talk about Nola and Wheeler hitting a wall last year, these are from guys that have been starters for a long time, that have pitched a ton, that have been someone that you lean on forever. Star special talent. And even they hit walls. Think about when you're not trained to that level year in, year out, every offseason. You go into the year thinking you're a relief guy. You go into the year throwing X amount of innings and just coming out of the pen. So for Rob to put that in the back pocket, now, trust me, he was asked, and he let it known that one of the things I stated to him is, you better get quick outs. And he started to get those quick outs. So then Rob put his hands up. To me, there was no double guessing. I just don't know how you can take that away from someone. It was in range. And all of the circumstances I laid out about where the schedule is, too, and having the 6-man rotation. You have to. You have to. It's such a large spot to be in, and you never know if anyone's going to be there again. You don't know if Michael Lorenzen is going to be able to get to that position again. If it was 140, 150, you wouldn't even get to that point, right? I'm just saying, if after the 6 he's at 108, there's no possible way you can get through. But you start to flirt around 120. I get it, it's high, and it is a massive number. And at a snap of the fingers, it could be time to point to that pen and go get Covey. But give him every single chance and every single opportunity to thrive there. You can't rob somebody of that. And he didn't. And because he's new here, I think that went a long way, because Rob needs to build a relationship with him. And imagine what it would be like, no matter what they say publicly. I'm sure if Lorenzen goes 8 and then Rob thinks it's time, he's angry. As he should be. Dude, come on. I'm upset. I could have closed that out. I have belief in myself. I wasn't going to get any sort of base runners on. Trust me. You can't take the ball from him there. I was getting nervous, though, because you're looking at the bullpen, whose name's popping up, looking at guys who are covering the game at the ballpark. They're tweeting it before maybe the broadcast gets to it. Whew! So special. All right, what else is special is the Anytime Hotline and you leaving your calls. So let's go to the phones and let's hear from all of the fans out there that felt to let the people hear their thoughts. Let's rock and roll here and start things off. I cannot wait. It would be good if my settings were right. I do this, once every 10 episodes? Shame on me. Here we go.
I cannot wait to hear the first few seconds of your episode when you post it tonight. Because I know you damn well enough at this point, bros. You're gonna come on, you're gonna be laughing your ass off, and you're gonna be, this Lorenzen guy is something else. I love this team so freaking much. I don't know if any of us expected Lorenzen to do something like this when he came in, but this guy is something else, and this just proves once again that this team has all the potential in the world. Cannot wait for what's next. See you later, bros.
I want to piggyback off you said about you loving this team right now, and as much as we can't stand them when it's bad and when they underachieve, we are disgusted. There's something to be said about the opposite side of that. There's nothing sweeter than when a baseball team goes on a ride and they start to play a brand that's sensational and they always grab your attention and the highs are super high. Like, the way they're winning, the way they go about it, how they're doing it, who's stepping up, and then the stars are also starting to shine. So a lot of things are falling into place, and when that is the case, I just want to take a step to admire it because it is why we do this. Sometimes it's bigger than just the W and L, and it's more than who won, who lost. There's all sorts of stories within sports, and we definitely experienced one tonight, but we also have to appreciate when those pop up because, trust me, we'll take our right hooks at everything that's miserable. We'll spend hours and we'll do tons of podcasts and we'll take all sorts of calls of people pissed at when they see something that they don't like. But when it's the flip side, it's probably not as appreciated as it should be. And right now I want to appreciate it because tonight I'm losing my mind down here, and I show my wife what happened, and she wasn't watching it. She's watching her own show. When you see stuff like that, no matter if you're invested or not, it moves the needle. It moves the needle. She starts asking questions. Do a no-hitter. Do a no-hitter. What are you thinking, Sean?
And here I thought the Flyers' acquisition of Massimo Rizzo was going to be the big sports story in Philadelphia tonight. Tip of the cap, congratulations to Michael Lorenzen. I mean, that's a hell of a thing. I mean, I've seen a lot of great pitchers, both with the Phillies and throughout baseball, never get one. And he got one in his first home start with the new team. The guy's been money for the Phillies thus far. I mean, I feel a bit bad for Nick Castellanos and Weston Wilson, who had big nights as well, and they're just, bit players in what unfolded tonight. But again, tip of the cap to Michael Lorenzen. Congrats to his mom and his wife. I saw him in the stands. They were emotional. Just a great night of baseball at Citizens Bank Park. A great moment to watch.
It was. And I don't feel too bad for Casty. When you're someone who's been around as long as he has and he can wake up and know he's going to the ballpark nonstop, you hit 200 home runs. It's a fantastic milestone. But he'll be all right. Nick Castellanos. He's got plenty lying ahead of him. He'll get to 300. He'll get to 400. He's going to smack a bunch more. Wilson, they showed him kissing his fiance or wife or whoever he's with, his partner. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I needed to remember. I needed the smack in the face. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wilson did do that. I'm sorry, I was distracted by the guy taking the ball where the Nationals couldn't get a hit. You know the thing that happened where the Nationals couldn't get a hit on Lorenzen, who started to utilize his changeup more after speaking with Caleb Cotham? Did I put that in the show already? Did I hit on that? I just want to make sure that that's clear, that you have one of the best hitting coaches in baseball to the point where someone like Trey Turner, albeit having a struggling season, signs with you because he knows Kevin Long is so good at what he does. Now you have Caleb Cotham, who has a history with Lorenzen in the past. They get to reunite and rekindle. Bang! Bang! So your hitting coach and now your pitching coach has put their claws on something that makes a difference. I want that to be noted. I want that to be highlighted. For years and years and years, What was wrong with the systemic problems of this organization? There was so much. You had to replace basically every part. Preston Mattingly, Barber, all of it matters. It was more than just Matt Klentak. From top to bottom. And Dave Dombrowski at the helm. Oh, what do you know? The team has life. The team has a pulse. The team brings in acquisitions like Lorenzen at the deadline. Think about all of his moves so far. He thinks baseball the way some will never in a million years figure out how to think. There's only a handful of them that are to this level of sharp. Theo Epstein, there's a few. You have one. We got to take advantage of this. Plucked him away from Nashville and that whole thing. Woo! Thank the Lord. In Dave we trust. Okay? In Dave we trust. Next up.
Bros, man. It's just those special games now and then that not only make sports what they are, but make what it is to be a Philly fan something. Just how amazing that entire crowd was and how just watching it, you could just feel how special it is. And, man, I love this team. And that Lorenzen guy, I think he's going to work out. Go Phils.
Oh, I love this team. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. This is why baseball is incredible. On any given night, it could be anyone. And it happened to your Phils. All the different angles. MLB Network tweeted out an angle. It was from center field, and you could pick up the audio of what CBP was feeling and how big it was rocking, or how loud it was rocking, I should say. Probably my favorite out of all of them. And I watched the replay, 82 times already? Nonstop on repeat. I can't stop. I have to keep digesting it. This is one of the sports nights that has a chance of keeping me up at night. Eagles games, that happens to the most for me, I won't lie. If it happens at a 4 o'clock start game, of course, 8 o'clock, well, the adrenaline's always running through the night there, so those live on an island. But you get to some 1 o'clockers, but 4 o'clock games that end around 8, it's like, man, the impact it has on my life. I'm watching the extended highlights. I'm watching the DVR that I DVR'd the game so I can go back and watch and relook at some things. I'm doing it nonstop. Well, I'm probably going to be doing the same thing with this. The eruption, I need it injected into my body. We'll do one more and wrap things up.
Bro, this Lorenzen guy, he looks like a stud. And along the lines of like Zach Wheeler kind of stud. And good pickup by Dave Dombrowski. And like I said previously, I think not only was he looking for this year, but even going to next year and the fact of what they're going to have to do with dealing with Nola. I don't think Nola is going to get a top dollar offer from the Phillies that he might get from some other clubs. But I don't think Dombrowski is concerned about him leaving because he's got Lorenzen and he's looking at possibly Sanchez and Painter, those guys coming up and stepping up. And so...
Well, to be fair, this is just a rental move. So he's not signed for next year. That doesn't mean that they can't work something out and have conversations, and maybe he does like what happens here down the stretch and decides I would like to play in front of these fans all the time or whatever. I have no idea how it's going to pan out, but there was the potential offer for Aaron Nola and what range it's going to be in, and it was significantly less than what maybe we thought it would be before the season began. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not right now in the mode to do a Aaron Nola thing right now. My mind doesn't go there. It went there for more of this season. It went there for more of, okay, we might have to rely on Lorenzen, maybe at the top of your rotation in a big spot. He might have to pitch. Now, I don't think that Rob Thompson would go behind Aaron Nola's back and say, you're not going to pitch game 2 of a 3-game series. It's Aaron Nola. He's been a big part of this franchise, and I don't think he would ever do that. And I know they like Ranger. I have no idea. No idea. I don't know where you are in the rotation by the time the playoffs even start. Are you so desperate that you have to utilize someone to help get you in a certain position? No clue. It's going to matter where you are in the season, how many games up you are, where you land in the wild card, first wild card. There's a lot. I can't get to the Aaron Nola stuff, though. I'm just not ready for it today. I don't want the negativity. I appreciate your call. I'm not taking shots at you by any means. I'm just saying I'm not there today right now. I want to really just admire what we witnessed today in South Philly. All right, we're shutting her down. Insane. Love you guys. You're great. We'll talk soon.